Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina. Today's video is finally going to be my makeup inventory. I was supposed to film this video a couple of days back, but that day I didn't film. Then yesterday I tried to film this and I filmed this, but I wasn't happy with the footage. I think I do have here quite much information and I find that the video was very long and quite confusing, so I decided to film it again. This is the first time now that I'm doing makeup inventory like this, that I'm just sitting here and talking about the numbers that I do have. In this video I'm not going to show you anything, I'm just going to sit here and talk. I know these kind of videos are not for everyone. I personally do like these videos now, but I must admit that before I got into project planning I really did find this kind of videos boring, so I never watched them. I used to like to watch more collection videos where I actually could see the products, but yeah, now I'm actually really much into inventories and I love it that in January there are so many makeup inventory videos out there. And one thing I like with inventories is that you can put there whatever information you feel is what you find is useful for you. So the information that I do have here for each category is obviously how much I have. That is like the main common thing. In makeup inventory videos, the point is to figure out how much you actually have. Then I do have here the cost or the value of my collection and the value of my categories. If I was able to find the price that I actually paid for the product, then I used that price. If I couldn't find it, I took the price from online store where I might have bought it or from the brand website. And when I was watching my footage for yesterday, I think this was a little bit confusing because I did tell you the cost in euros and in dollars, and I got confused with the currencies. So what I decided to do today is that I'm going to talk about the cost of my makeup collection in euros, but I know I do have some followers from US, and also I think US dollar is a currency that is very well known, and somebody that lives in country that does use a different currency maybe can understand US dollars a little bit better. So that's why I'm also going to write it to the screen, but I'm just going to talk about euros. Then I do have here one section that I don't know if anybody is interested about this, but I personally want to see how this changes in coming years. So I have counted the average cost per product in my makeup categories. Then I'm of course going to talk about some goals. So there are actually a couple of categories where I am already happy with my collection, so that I feel I have everything I need and my collection is not lacking anything, but I don't have too much and I am not overwhelmed. And I hope that with most of my categories I can get there in 1 year. So I hope in January 2020 I am there with my most categories. However, there are certain categories that are problems for me, and then I have to set like some sort of goal for 2020 so that my collection could decrease a little bit, but I know it will take years for me to get to my actual goal. Oh, and by the way, something I want to still mention before we actually get into the inventory is that I only included here actual makeup products. I do have also the number of nail polishes and perfumes in the end of the video, but for those I did not count the value of those products. But anyways, let's get to the inventory. So let's first talk about the face products and the complexion products. So let's start with primers. I do have currently 4 primers in my collection, and my goal is to have 2. One pore filling primer and one hydrating primer. And I hope I can get there in 1 year, so hopefully I will use up 2 primers this year. And by the way, one thing I still want to mention is that if I have written here specifically what I want to have in my collection, for example here that I have pore filling primer and hydrating primer, so basically one summer primer and one winter primer, they are like staples in my collection, and these staples are something I am allowed to replace during my no buy year. So the goal part of this inventory is also like a guideline for my replacements only no buy year, and it tells me what I actually can replace during my no buy year. My 4 primers are worth 51 euros and 40 cents. And the average cost per product here is 12 euros and 85 cents. I actually do have one more expensive primer, and the rest are very affordable primers from the drugstore. And primer totally is something where I am willing to splurge a little bit. It is very important product for me. It improves the application and the wear time of makeup, so I'm definitely ready to pay for good quality. So this cost per product I think will go up here. Next is foundations. So I do have currently 6 foundations in my collection, and my goal is to have 5. So basically at once I think I only need 2 foundations. I honestly don't need more. I need one natural foundation for days if I go to work very early, I want to do like more no makeup or otherwise natural makeup, and then I want to have one really good full coverage foundation. However, I am allowed to have both of these in my winter shade and in my summer shade, so then I can also mix some shades in between the seasons. And then I'm also allowed to have, or my goal is to have, one lightening foundation mixer. As I said, I do have currently 6 foundations in my collection, and with winter foundations I actually am where I want to be. I do have one tinted moisturizer, I do have one full coverage foundation, and I do have the lightening mixer. However, what comes to my summer foundations, I am not quite there yet. I do have 3 foundations in my summer shade, but the problem is that all of those foundations are full coverage. The value of my foundation collection is actually not really much. It's only 77 euros and 70 cents, and the average cost per product here is 12 euros and 95 cents. Basically, I do have one high-end foundation and rest are drugstore. And foundation is definitely something where I am ready to pay a little bit more for good quality. However, I have found really amazing foundations from the drugstore. So obviously, if I can find a drugstore version that is affordable and works amazingly on myself, I will of course buy something like that, but also I don't mind spending a little bit more in this category. So it's actually very interesting to see which direction this goes to. And I do have currently 6 concealers in my collection, and my goal is to have 4. So this is a little bit similar situation to foundation. I want to have one little bit more natural lightweight concealer and one that is super full coverage, and I'm allowed to have both of those in my summer shade and in my winter shades. My concealer collection is worth 102 euros and 60 cents, and the average cost per product here is 17 euros 10 cents. So concealer definitely is something where I am willing to pay more for good quality. I do have currently 5 powders in my collection. My goal is to have 4. So one matte setting powder, one illuminating setting powder, so different setting powder for winter and summer, and 10 under eye setting powder and 10 one pressed powder to touch up during the day. My powder collection is worth 68 euros 80 cents, and the cost per product here is 13 euros 76 cents. I actually do usually prefer drugstore powders, they work very well for me. I do have only one powder that is really expensive. It is the Urban Decay Velvetizer. I use it as setting powder, so that is why I included it here, but it's not something I would repurchase, so this one probably will go even down. It's just usually I am so disappointed with high-end powders, and drugstore has some amazing powders. I do have currently 6 setting sprays in my collection, and this is a little bit too much for me. My goal is to have 4, one mattifying, it is the Urban Decay All Nighter for me, one illuminating, 10 one fixing spray to wet eyeshadows, and one touch up spray, so something I can carry in my makeup bag and spray my face with during the day if I feel I need to. My setting spray collection is currently worth 67 euros and 10 cents, and the average setting spray costs 11 euros and 19 cents. Setting spray is actually something that, especially when we talk about my mattifying and my illuminating, that I am ready to pay more for good quality. Okay, so next is bronzers and contouring products. So I do have currently 6 in my collection plus 2 in eyeshadow palettes. My goal is to have 5. I do have here a very specific goal, but still bronzer is something that is a no-no for me during my no-buy year. I cannot buy more because I have so much already. It takes forever to finish a bronzer. But my goal is to have basically like one light matte bronzer and one that is a little bit deeper. And same with shimmery. One little bit lighter shimmery and one little bit deeper shimmery. And also one cream contour product. So that is 5. Maybe that when I actually get to this point I don't want to even have this much. But it is currently my goal and it will take a while for me to actually get here. So to the cost of my bronzer slash contouring product collection I only counted the 6 and not those that are in palettes. So this part of my makeup collection is worth 77 euros and 10 cents. And the average cost per bronzer for me is 12 euros and 85 cents. Oh, and by the way, with bronzers, my goal for next year is to have 6, including those that are in eyeshadow palettes. I don't think it's possible for me to get to 5 in 1 year. That is my actual goal because bronzer is something that really lasts a long time. So if I can finish up 2 this year, I would be so happy. Okay, then let's talk about blush, and this is now the first like problem category in my inventory, and this is also something where I definitely cannot get to my goal in 1 year. Okay, so I do have currently 13 single blushes and 3 blush palettes, but if I count each blush that I do have either as single in a blush palette or in an eyeshadow palette, I do have in total of 27 blushes. And this is ridiculous because I only use the same neutral blushes. I did set here a goal of 10 blushes for my collection, but I actually don't know if I need even this much, but it will take so long for me to get even to 10. But I did set a goal that in 2020 I hope I had 20 blushes. So in my Pantat face palette there are 4 blushes. I wish I could finish up one of those, the neutral one that I'm wearing today. But also with the rest of them I want to hit pan on them, but after that I want to declutter the palette. I know there are some blushes in my collection that I really don't use and like the color, so I hope I can declutter those. The blush collection is worth 183 euros and 40 cents, and the average blush in my collection is, and here I did count, by the way, I just counted the singles and the palettes, so it is 11 euros and 46 cents. And I think it makes sense. I do have some really nice drugstore blushes, but I also do have some more expensive ones. Let's move on to highlighter. This is another problem category for me. So I do have currently 7 single highlighters, but I do have 5 highlighter palettes. And if I count together, again, all of the highlighters that are either singles, the highlighter pans in highlighting palettes, and then I do have some highlighters in eyeshadow palettes. This is ridiculous, but I do have 42 highlighters in my collection. I must say though that some of these are something that, for example, in the BH Cosmetics Curly Bible palettes, let me show you. I do have here the deluxe edition one. These highlighters are beautiful, by the way, but the only ones that really work for me are this pinky one, this gold one when I am tanned, this white one and this lavender one, but these two are not something I can wear as highlighters, but still I did count them here because either way they are highlighters in my collection. So I did set here the same goal than with blushes. My goal is to have 10 highlighters, but I know I will not get here in a long time, so I did set a goal of 30 highlighters in 2020, so I should be able to get rid of 12 highlighters, and the value of my highlighter collection is 212 euros and 50 cents, and the average highlighter or highlighter palette in my collection costs 17 euros and 71 cents. I was actually a little bit surprised about this one because I do have some really nice affordable highlighters. For example, the BH Cosmetics highlighter palettes are awesome. But I guess this is so high because I do have a couple of more expensive highlighter palettes that are like almost 50 euros, so I think that's the reason why this is so high. Okay, so it didn't get dark all of a sudden. I actually had to charge the battery. There was some interesting sports coming from TV, so I did watch sports for a couple of hours, so that's why it did get dark. I just love winter sports, it's so fun to watch. I hate doing it myself though, because I hate being outside when it's winter, but it's super fun to watch. And by the way, I finally did order the extra battery to my camera, but it hasn't arrived yet. So before it arrives, it is what it is. I sometimes need to charge the battery in between the takes. But next here in my inventory is brow products. I do have currently 7 brow products. It is too much, I don't want to have that much. It is not like the biggest ever, but I just don't need all of that. So my goal is to have 4 brow products. 1 really precise brow pencil, 1 more natural brow pencil, 1 gel and 1 powder. So yeah, I do have currently a little bit too much, but actually I do have 4 brow products in my 19 in 2019 project pan, so this should come down a little bit. The value of my brow collection is 96 euros and 50 cents. And the average cost here is 13 euros and 79 cents. I actually do prefer a little bit more affordable brow pencils or brow products. For example, I do buy from NYX their Micro Brow rather than the APH Brow Wiz. But I do have currently a couple of more expensive brow products that I'm trying to pan. So I think this average cost per brow product in my collection will come down. Okay, 10 eyeshadow primers. I do have currently 4, and this includes 2 NYX shampoo pencils because I use them as eyeshadow primers, but my goal is to have only 2. 1 normal eyeshadow primer and then 1 white base. Actually, I think I'm going to declutter one that is in this category. I do have the NYX shampoo pencil in black color and I never use it. Also, I do have 1 eyeshadow primer in project pan, so this should be to next January. The value of my eyeshadow primer collection is 41 euros and 50 cents, and the average eyeshadow primer is for me 10 euros and 38 cents. However, I'm totally ready to buy high-end version here. I absolutely love the Urban Decay primer potion, and the anti-aging version is vegan, so I think in future I will buy cat. Okay, then let's talk about eyeshadows. I know many people have way bigger eyeshadow collections than me and they are really happy with their collection, and I know many people are like eyeshadow palette collectors, but I don't want to really be that anymore because I do get so easily overwhelmed. I do have currently 29 pre-made eyeshadow palettes. This also includes like 1 duo and 1 quad that I have. I believe I have only 1 quad, but this is all of my palettes from small palettes to bigger palettes. And single eyeshadows I do have 38 currently in my collection, so those pans that are in my C palette, those are all from Makeup Geek. And also I do have some loose pigments from indie brands, and I think I do have 1 single compact from Essence. My goal is to have in future 10 eyeshadow palettes. I wish I could fit all of them here to this gold container so that it would always be easy for me to reach for my palette. So that is my goal, but it's a long way to that point. So my goal is in 2020 to have 25 eyeshadow palettes, including my C palette. So that means that I should get rid of 5 of my palettes. Well, 1 is going to be my Panda palette, then I know that some palettes I will declutter, and then I know that some palettes I will depot, so I think this will be even lower than 25 next year in January, but that is now my goal here. And what comes to single pans, for those I do not have any goal, as long as I can fit them to those C palettes that are included in the 10 palettes. Actually, I think I will get more single pan eyeshadows, because if I'm going to do depotting, the palette will be gone, but I will have some singles left from that palette. And then I don't know if I want to keep collecting loose pigments. This is something I need to figure out during my Nova year. In 2018 I started to collect interesting themed loose pigments from indie brands because I love that indie brands are doing so cool themed makeup. However, I really don't know how to work with loose pigments. I think I need some practice and I need to figure out if it is really something I want to put my money on in future. Maybe, maybe not. I have not yet decided. So my eyeshadow palettes are worth 689 euros and 20 cents. And the average palette in my collection costs 23 euros 77 cents. The singles in my collection are worth 220 euros and 80 cents, and the average single in my collection is 5 euros 66 cents. But I think we should talk about the total cost of my eyeshadow collection. So my eyeshadow collection is total, the palettes and the singles counted together, 910 euros. In dollars it is over $1,000. And I didn't honestly know that it would be this much. I thought that my eyeshadow palette collection or my eyeshadow collection might be like 500 euros, 600 euros, but the fact that it is almost 1,000 makes me feel a little bit bad. And it makes me sad that I do have so much eyeshadows in my collection and I know that I will not be able to use them before they expire because eyeshadows definitely are something that they do expire. When I started to collect eyeshadow palettes, I thought they will never expire, but that's not true. And by the way, if I count all of my eyeshadow pans in my collection together, then I do have in total 346 eyeshadows. Okay, let's move on to eyeliners. I do have currently 7 in my collection, but they are all staples in my collection. Black liquid eyeliner, gold glitter eyeliner, black pencil eyeliner, brown pencil eyeliner, and to my waterline, a nude waterline pencil, a white waterline pencil, and a black waterline pencil. I don't need all of that, but I feel I do have in my collection place for all of that. What I don't have place for in my collection are colorful eyeliners. I have had them in past and I have decluttered all of them because I never used them and I totally have learned my lesson and I don't buy those anymore. Eyeliners are definitely something where I rather buy something more affordable than something expensive, especially when we talk about like liquid eyeliner because I run out of one quite quickly. However, I do have the Urban Decay Heavy Metals eyeliner, so that one is high end. But my eyeliner collection is worth 68 euros and 50 cents and the average eyeliner in my collection is 9 euros and 79 cents. I do have only one mascara. My goal is to have only one mascara. I do have one from Catrice and it is worth 2 euros and 95 cents. I have never wanted to spend a lot of money to mascara because I use false lashes anyways. So let's move to false lashes. This one is actually something I could show to you. I do have this lash case from House of Lashes, so my goal is to always have this full. So currently, as you can see, there are 2 lashes there and these 1 lashes are what I'm wearing today. So 3 lashes here, but I also do have currently this multi-pack from Demi Wispies from Ardell. Eyelashes are something that I buy them if I need them. I don't have a big collection. My current eyelash collection is worth 36 euros and 70 cents. So the average pair of lashes in my collection is 6 euros and 12 cents. Those Demi Wispies are quite affordable, but I do have a couple of more dramatic lashes from Eyelure. They are from their Most Wanted line and those are more expensive but also they last better. Then lash glue I do have 2. I do have from House of Lashes both their black and their clear one and my goal is to have always those 2 in my collection. I need to order them from Beauty Bay and one of those is 11 euros and 25 cents in Beauty Bay. It is a little bit pricey lash glue, however it lasts months even on myself and I use false lashes on daily basis. Let's move to lip products. I do have here category lip care products. I do have 4 in my collection and all of those 4 serve a specific purpose and I'm happy with them. So I do have a lip scrub, a thicker lip balm that really treats my lips, then I do have a tinted lip balm and a lip makeup remover. Maybe, I don't know if I want to have a tinted lip balm in future. I usually don't really like them. I don't think they are that good. I think lip oil might be better and something I might get in future. And this is a category where my collection is like really low cost. So it is 13 euros and 50 cents, and the average lip care product is 3 euros and 38 cents. 10 lip liners. I do have currently 15 in my collection, and I don't have really a goal for this category. I want to have my lip liner collection to match my lipstick collection, so that I do have a lip liner for every lipstick that needs one. Not all of my lipsticks need an own lip liner. For example, nude lip liner usually goes with very different shades of nude lipstick. And my lip liner collection is worth 107 euros and 60 cents, and the average lip liner in my collection is 7 euros 17 cents. I think there are some awesome drugstore formulas. My favorites are the BH Cosmetics lip liner and the Gosh Velvet Touch lip liner. Then lipstick is maybe a little bit of problem category for me, but at the same time lipstick is for me my favorite makeup product. Usually when I start to do my makeup, I first decide what lipstick I'm going to wear, and then the rest of the makeup I'm going to wear so that it fits to my lipstick. I am very happy because I did declutter my lipstick or my whole lip product collection just before the new year. So currently I really enjoy all of my lipsticks and lip products. I do have currently 40 lipsticks in my collection, and I do like all of them. These include my liquid lipsticks and my bullet lipsticks and lip crayons and everything that can be considered to be a lipstick. I hope it could be a little bit more curated in future, so my goal is to have 20, but I know it will take a while for me to get here, and because I have just decluttered my lipstick collection, my goal for 2020 is to have 35 lipsticks. So maybe if I could finish up a couple of lipsticks from my collection. I do have some smaller lipsticks where there is not that much product. For example, Colourpop lipsticks. Maybe some of my lipsticks are going to get bad during this year. I know I do have some that I have bought in 2015. So yeah, if I could downsize my lipstick collection by 5, I think it would be a right direction. My lipstick collection is worth 494 euros and 60 cents, and the average lipstick in my collection is 12 euros and 37 cents. I was a little bit shocked about this. I had no idea that my lipstick collection is almost 500 euros. It is a lot, especially considering that I just decluttered a bunch of lip products. Some of them were something that I didn't like, some of them were expired. I am definitely ready to pay a higher price for a lipstick if it's something I really love the color and the formula, but I don't think I need to buy a new lipstick in a while. I hope I can downsize this, and I want to have only lipsticks that I really love and have a little bit smaller and more curated collection, but also I do want to have options here. Then I do have currently 15 lip glosses, and my goal is to have 5. I honestly don't wear a lip gloss that much. I did set for myself a goal that I want to have 10 lipsticks next year in January. If I want to have like 20 lipsticks and like some nice variety, I think lip glosses are something where I'm happy with having a little bit less. My lip gloss collection is worth 169 euros and 50 cents, and the average cost of lip gloss in my collection is 11 euros and 30 cents. So yeah, those were all of my makeup categories. So in total, when I count all of the products I have, here I have just counted like one palette is one product. I do have 227 in my collection. I actually don't know if I counted my false lashes here. But anyways, let's talk about the cost of my makeup collection, and this was a little bit shocking to me. I thought that my makeup collection might be something like 1500, maybe 1600, but definitely under 2000. However, my makeup collection is worth 2796 euros. And honestly, this makes me a little bit sick, because I know that there is so much makeup here that I cannot use up before it expires. And also the fact that I know I have decluttered so much. I have decluttered in my life at least like thousands worth of products. I also obviously use up products in. Every month I use up something from my makeup collection. I think it's really eye-opening to see that the reality that my current collection is worth this much, then it must be so much more how much I have actually spent on makeup and on beauty products. I just need to change my spending habits for good, and that is the reason why I'm doing a no by year. Like, I just cannot afford spending like this. For a reference, I can say that I do not earn in a month as much from my job that my makeup collection is worth. Not even close to this. So it's quite a long time that I have had to, work for this. I must say though that my husband has bought something too, but that's another thing. Like, he shouldn't be buying my makeup. Like, oh my god, I'm embarrassed that I told you that my husband has bought some of this. Like, it shouldn't go like that in my opinion. I don't buy for him like some fishing equipment or his electronics. So why should he buy makeup for me? Like, if we count here the average cost of one beauty product in my collection or one makeup product, the average makeup product in my collection is €12.32. It is interesting to see that which direction this goes to. Then I do have here just a couple of extra categories. Here I didn't count the cost or anything, I just wanted to let you know how many I have. So nail polish, I do have currently 33 nail polish, and I did set here a goal of 15 nail polish, but I did set myself a goal of 25 nail polish next year. This time I do have a project polish going on, so we'll see. I should use up 8 nail polish during this year. It is quite much, but I think it is possible. And then perfume is actually something that I want to grow my collection a little bit. And I have talked about this previously. I do have currently 6 perfumes in my collection. My goal is to have 8. The thing here is that it's hard to find a vegan and cruelty-free perfume in Finland. The selection is really not that good, and I have been too lazy just to, go and smell the options that are in special stores. I want to grow my collection a little bit because there are days when I am not happy with my collection, and that's why I did give myself a permission during my Nova year to buy one perfume in January and one in April. I have picked up my January perfume already, so it's something more everyday appropriate to winter time. But also I will let myself to buy one perfume in April. But I do have one perfume that I'm not quite sure about the cruelty-free status of it. I do have in Project Pan. The goal how many perfumes I actually want to have is 8. So I thought I want to have for each season a more lightweight perfume, something everyday appropriate, and then something a little bit stronger and more maybe evening appropriate. But anyways, this was everything for my makeup inventory today. I know it was a long video, I had to film it in 2 parts, but let me tell you, it's not nearly as long as it would have been with my yesterday's footage, and it's nearly not as confusing, I think. I'm probably going to do in July a follow-up to this. In that video I'm probably not going to talk about the cost of my makeup collection and the value of my makeup collection, because that takes quite much time. I think that is something I'm going to check next January, but in July I just want to see that if my numbers have gone down. I obviously cannot bring in more products during my Nova year, but I just want to see where I am then. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please put thumbs up. Let me know down below what are your problem categories. Are the problem categories something that you are okay to have more, or do you really consider them as problems like I do with some categories? Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye bye.